Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever GeekWave Awards for television. And of course, this is not the first GeekWave Awards of the year. We did one about comic books, but here's all about television. Now, I'm thinking I would do one for movies, but I didn't see enough movies this year to really justify doing a video on it or a GeekWave Award on it. But we'll talk about movies next year, hopefully, if more movies come out. But this year, let's focus on television. Good year for television all around, I will say. I think there's been some obvious hits. There's been some obvious misses, but I don't think anything's been really bad in terms of television. Pretty cool, man. It's great that we're finally in this golden era of television where it's not just Netflix making good stuff, because I'm looking at my list here, and I have Netflix stuff on it, but none of the Netflix stuff is scripted. It's all documentaries I have for that. So, television of 2020, a lot of great stuff. And I have 10 categories we're going to run down. We're going to do like best actor, best actress, supporting actress, documentary, best animated series, best new series, best returning series, best writer, and of course, best director. And it's really fun. If you guys haven't seen the comic book GeekWave Awards I've done, please go check that out because I really enjoy doing that one. But television is another big passion of mine, so I'm very excited to get into this and talk about it. So let's just jump into it. Without further ado, here are the nominees, not the winners. I kind of got some people talk about this in the last one. I have 4 runners up and then I have 1 winner. So here are the nominees for our first category, and I figured let's start with some of the best stuff on television. Here are the runners up for best animated series of 2020. Harley Quinn, Close Enough, Star Trek Lower Decks, and Archer. A lot of cool stuff in there. Honestly, it's been a great year for animation. A lot of kind of returning shows bringing up prominence and stuff without a lot of adult content too. But of course, there's only one winner, and our winner for Best Animated Series of the Year goes to DuckTales. Yeah, I mean, I love this interpretation of DuckTales. This season's been phenomenal. A lot of great, cool stuff in there, but we're not going to be stopping with the DuckTales love on this yet. Just the best animated show of the year. What can I say? That's what we're giving to it. So a category I love too is the idea that there's some great new series that have premiered this year. A lot of cool stuff that I've really enjoyed seeing. So this was probably the hardest one to pick for because I'm like, oh, all these new series are so great. So here are the runners up for best new series of 2020. Lovecraft Country, Stargirl, Mythic Quest, Raven's Banquet, and Perry Mason. A lot of great stuff in there. Apple's getting some good stuff coming in now for terms of content. The CW even, HBO Max even. It's great to see some new content, man. It's really fun. But of course, there's only one winner for the best new series of the year, and that, of course, has to go to Ted Lasso. This show is phenomenal. It surprised me at every turn, just being gripping and compelling and unique and different and funny and sad and tragic. There's nothing else like it on television. So, of course, it's the best new series of the year. But in the same vein of new series, sometimes there's a returning series that you really enjoy, that you just love to see it come back. So here are the runners-up for best returning series of 2020. The Boys, Season 2. The Mandalorian, Season 2. AP Bio, Season 3. And DuckTales, Season 3. Those are all great, aren't they? Like all of these shows, a lot of comedy in here too. A lot of great comedies this year. We're kind of blurring the line between a comedy and a drama, so that's really great to see. But of course, one winner for this category, and the winner of Best Returning Series obviously goes to What We Do in the Shadows Season 2. This was a fantastic season, a lot of great humor and interesting concepts. It expanded the lore, it expanded the character's world. I absolutely adore it, and it gave us Jackie Daytona, the coolest character in a long time, to grace our television screen. Let's shift gears a little bit here and talk about documentaries. Now, I love me a good documentary, and there's been a lot of great ones that came out this year, and a lot of stuff in this that's like, yeah, this is really nerdy and really cool to talk about. So I'm really excited we got these kind of stuff to present here. Now, I did not just strictly go with a streaming series. I also went with a movie that I really enjoyed this year. So here are the nominees for Best Documentary of 2020. Marvel 616. Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich. Tiger King, and Class Action Park. A lot of weird stuff there, Joe Exotic had a big year. Jeffrey Epstein had a big year too. A lot of weird stuff in there. And of course, just Marvel getting some love, theme parks getting some love. But there's only one winner for Best Documentary, and I had to give it to High Score, just because this was a love letter to loving video games. It's so nice to see it brought in like this really cool and interesting way, in something that's really respectful and interesting and informative. I think that's really fun. So of course that was going to win Best Documentary no matter what else happened this year. I had to give it to High Score. Now, before we get into the acting categories, I like to go through like some of the writing and directing stuff. Now, I didn't give you the name of the writer or director for these categories, just because I know some people don't focus on that and they're more like over like the bigger picture of what that episode was. I'm one of those guys too. I love the individual writers, but I figured let's go with the best written episode of 2020. There is a lot to choose from here. I had a really hard time narrowing this one down because there's so many great shows, so many intense things to pick from, but I did my best to give what I thought were the best written episodes of the year. So here are the runners up for that category of best written. DuckTales, Let's Get Dangerous. The Mandalorian, The Jedi. Lovecraft Country, Sundown. Ted Lasso, It's the Hope That Kills You. A lot of great stuff in there, man. Really fun to see some of these categories, and I'm just amazed at some of the content we got this year in terms of some scripted stuff, especially in the animated realm. I didn't think DuckTales would make my list, but that was such a great and unique episode. I had to put it on there. But there's only one winner, and it was the best written episode of anything this year. I had to give it to Lovecraft Country for Rewind 1921. This episode was intense, it was gripping, it was scary, it was heartfelt. Everything you want from a television show in a series like this that's so unique and different. You are just blown away by what it could do. And I love that. I really liked seeing that angle. So cool to see. So that's why it won for Best Written Episode of 2020. Same with directors, man. This one was really hard too. What was the best directed episode of the year? That was hard to come up with too. This list, again, it's very similar to Best Written. Is that a coincidence? I doubt it. But here we go. Here are the runners up for Best Directed Episode of 2020. Lovecraft Country, Sundown. Lovecraft Country, Rewind 1921. Stargirl, Brainwave Jr. The Mandalorian, The Jedi. I love it. A lot of cool stuff in there. But surprisingly, my number one for this year was one I was not expecting to put on this list, but after watching the episode and thinking about it, I had to give it to this. So my best directed episode of 2020 has to be Mythic Quest Raven's Banquet for a Dark, Quiet Death. Now, this was a very surprising episode, very scary and very unique. It just presented the gaming industry in a different way than what we've seen before, and I thoroughly enjoyed that aspect of it, so that's why it made my list, and that's why I put it on here. Seriously, guys, watch Raven's Banquet. That show is great. Mythic Quest surprised me a lot. You're going to really enjoy it. I think it's one a lot of people like, and this episode really surprised me in terms of something I enjoyed. Now here we are. These are the acting categories for 2020, and there's a lot of great stuff to go through. So let's start with the Best Supporting Actor of 2020. Now here are the runners-up. Brett Goldstein, Ted Lasso. Carl Urban, The Boys. Rob McElhenney, Mythic Quest, Raven's Banquet. Michael Kenneth Williams, Lovecraft Country. A lot of great stuff. A lot of comedies in there too. It's surprising. Comedies have had a great year. I keep saying that, but it's true. Now, this was the one I knew right away who was going to get the Best Supporting Actor category, and that, of course, was Luke Wilson for his role in Stargirl. If you want the sweetest and kindest father on television, look no further than his performance as Pat Dugan in Stargirl. Absolutely mesmerizing performance. Great stuff to see from him. It really surprised me. I loved it a lot. I loved it a lot. So in that vein too, who is the Best Supporting Actress of 2020? This was a really fun category too. It's another one I knew right away who was going to take the cake, but of course, here are the runners-up for Best Supporting Actress. Anjanou Ellis, Lovecraft Country. Tatiana Maslany, Perry Mason. Juno Temple, Ted Lasso. Hannah Waddingham, Ted Lasso. Need I say more? Literally, these women have just crushed television this year, proven how intense and how great they are. A lot of doubles in there too. Ted Lasso is just seeing those two performances from those women, fantastic. But A winner for this category is another show we just mentioned this one, and that is Wunmi Mosaku for her work in Lovecraft Country. Man, did she just impress me in this season. Everything she did was so compelling and real. You felt every heartache she felt. You felt every performance and everything that was laid on the table when she did her stuff. Absolutely breathtaking, absolutely fantastic. Just, you couldn't take your eyes off screen when she was on. She really stole every scene. She made it work for a show that was very complex and very interesting. She made it work, so that's why she wins for Best Supporting Actress. Now, who was the Best Actor of the year? This was another one. The acting categories, I was like, oh, obviously. But this one was also really tough because there was a lot of great actors this year, and finding the right one to win, well, I kind of figured it out right away. I was like, well, this is still pretty impressive that we're doing some of this stuff in here. So I had to figure out who are going to be our runners-up for this category, and here they are. These are the runners-up for Best Actor of 2020. Jonathan Majors, Lovecraft Country. Matthew Rhys, Perry Mason. Anthony Starr, The Boys. And Robbie Amell, Upload. Have you guessed who won yet? I thought it'd be pretty obvious if you saw my best new series. Of course, the best actor of the year in terms of television, just in terms of giving such a great and complex performance that is so one-layered, one-dimensional, but there's real heart and emotion poured out into it. It goes to Jason Sudeikis for his role as Ted Lasso in the series Ted Lasso. If you don't watch this and get a smile on your face when he's acting, you're wrong. He crushed it. He just did everything right. He knew exactly what to do with all the beats. His jokes landed. His other performances landed too. Everything he did was fantastic. So of course he won for Best Actor. Now, who was the Best Actress of 2020? Well, this is a great list too. Another one, like I said, I knew right away who was going to win, so I cannot wait to get into that review. Here are the runners-up for Best Actress of 2020. Breck Bessinger, Stargirl. Andy Allo, Upload. Charlotte Nicchio, Mythic Quest, Raven's Banquet. Natasha Demetria, What We Do in the Shadows. Fun. A lot of great stuff. Comedy really played into a factor here because comedy was really great this year. I keep saying that. This was the year of great comedies and dramedies. I'm telling you, everything about it worked so well. I absolutely loved all the performances from these women, but there was one that stood out to me the most. And if you haven't guessed it already, because you saw our Best Supporting Actress win, our Best Actress of 2020 goes to Jurnee Smollett for her role in Lovecraft Country. Man, did she crush this. She really knew exactly what to do, just like Wunmi when she won hers. This was really great to see. All the character beats worked, all the emotional beats worked. She was angry when she needed to be, she was fierce when she needed to be. Everything about it just stuck and landed perfectly, and I was super impressed with everything she did in her performance. I absolutely adored it. Lovecraft Country is a great show. She really made it work. She really made it work, and that performance had some real gravitas behind it. So I'm very impressed with what she did there. Isn't that great? I think it's great. Really fun. What a great year for television. Absolutely fantastic and amazing stuff that we've seen. Great character moments, great new series. There's so much great stuff to see out there, not just on Netflix, which I know a lot of people have. But let me tell you guys, Apple TV is crushing it, Amazon is crushing it, Disney Plus is crushing it, Peacock's doing okay too. Everyone's doing great. Go support other streaming services besides Netflix. Trust me, you're going to want to. A lot of great stuff this year. There are a few things that I wanted to touch on that I didn't put on the list just because I couldn't find a way to do it. A show I really loved this year, Avenue 5. I think it was great and fantastic. I couldn't find a place for it on any of these categories, but I think it's well worth your time. I know we talked about AP Bio already, but go watch AP Bio. It's so good. I hope people check those out. So let's quickly run down the categories again, and I will give you the winners. Best New Series, Ted Lasso. Best Returning Series, What We Do in the Shadows. Best Director, A Dark Quiet Death, Mythic Quest, Raven's Banquet. Best Written Episode, Rewind 1921, Lovecraft Country. Best Animation, DuckTales. Best Documentary, High Score. Best Actor, Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso. Best Actress, Jurnee Smollett for Lovecraft Country. Best Supporting Actress, Wunmi Mosaku for Lovecraft Country. Best Supporting Actor, Luke Wilson, Stargirl. A lot of great stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck. Go watch AP Bio.